So the week after Sarah's ride, I forgot about the whole thing. I was focused on my thesis proposal and picking up enough rides to make rent. But the next Friday, October 13th, which should have been my first red flag, I got another ride request at exactly 11:47 p.m. Same pickup location, Pueblo Verde Apartments, Building C. Same passenger name in the app, Sarah M. This time I was paying attention. I pulled up and sure enough, there she was, walking out of the building. Same jeans, same ASU hoodie, same quiet demeanor. But here's where it gets weird. She got in the car and said, "How's your thesis coming along, Jake?" I hadn't told her about my thesis. I hadn't told her I was a grad student. And again, while my name shows up in the app, how would she know about school? It's going okay," I said. "Do I know you from campus?" "We all have our research," she said, and that was it for conversation. This time the destination was different. 112 East Congress Street. That's right in the heart of downtown, near Hotel Congress. When we got there, it was the side of a building, with no real entrance or anything. Just like the week before, she had exact change ready. $14.25 for the ride, plus another $5 tip. "Same time next week?" she asked as she got out. I just nodded, because what else do you say to that? And just like before, when I checked my ride history later, the trip wasn't there. But I had another $19.25 in cash. By the third Friday, October 20th, I was deliberately staying near campus around 11:45 p.m. just to see if she'd request again. And she did. Same time, same place. This time I decided to test something. When she got in, I said, "Sarah, right? I remember you from last week." She looked at me in the rearview mirror and said, "You remember a lot of things, don't you, Jake? Like what happened on Congress Street in 2019. I had no idea what she was talking about, but the way she said it, with this knowing look, it made me feel like I'd done something wrong. That weekend, I started doing some digging. I drove by Pueblo Verde during the day and talked to the building manager, Mrs. Chen. Nice lady. Been managing the property for like 10 years. "Building C, apartment 237? I asked. "You have a tenant named Sarah?" She checked her computer. "Unit 237 has been vacant since August. We had a break-in and some water damage, so we're renovating before renting it out again." "What about Sarah Martinez? Maybe in a different unit." She checked again. "No Sarah Martinez in the complex. Actually, that name sounds familiar." She got this weird look on her face. "You know what, let me check something." She disappeared into her office and came back with a folder. "Sarah Martinez was a tenant here in 2019, Unit 237, but she..." Mrs. Chen stopped talking and just looked at me. "Why are you asking about her?" Mrs. Chen closed the folder and just stared at me for a long moment. "Sarah Martinez died in 2019, she said finally. "Hit-and-run accident downtown. She was only 19, just a sophomore at the U of A. Really sweet girl, always paid rent on time, never caused any trouble." I felt this cold feeling in my stomach. "When did this happen?" I asked. "October," she said. "I remember because we had to clean out her apartment right before Halloween. Her parents drove down from Phoenix to get her things. Saddest thing I've ever had to deal with in this job." I thanked Mrs. Chen and walked back to my car in a daze. A dead girl had been riding in my car for 3 weeks. That night, I went down a serious internet rabbit hole. I started with the Arizona Daily Star archives, searching for Sarah Martinez Hit and Run 2019. Found it in the October 28, 2019 edition. You of a student killed in downtown hit and run. The article had her photo. It was definitely her. Same face I'd been seeing in my rearview mirror. According to the article, Sarah was walking back from a downtown bar around midnight on October 25th, 2019, when she was struck by a vehicle near the intersection of Congress Street and Stone Avenue. The driver fled the scene. Police found her about 20 minutes later, but she died en route to Banner University Medical Center. The case was still open. No arrests had been made. I grabbed my laptop and started mapping out the addresses Sarah had given me over the past 3 weeks. October 6th, 47. North Stone Avenue, empty parking lot. October 13th, 112 East Congress Street. Side of a building. October 20th, 89. East Congress Street, another empty lot. All of them were within a 3-block radius of where Sarah Martinez had been killed. I drove downtown that Sunday afternoon to check out these locations during the day. The empty lot at 47 North Stone was right across from where Congress Street intersects with Stone Avenue. That's exactly where the article said she was found. The other addresses were just random spots along Congress Street, places where maybe someone saw something that night, or where the killer's car might have been parked. I spent hours going through my Uber app history. Every single ride I'd ever taken was logged there, except for Sarah's rides. It was like they never happened, even though I had nearly $60 in cash tips sitting in an envelope on my desk. I called Uber support, which is basically useless on a good day. "Hi, I'm having trouble with my ride history," I told the rep. "Some of my trips aren't showing up. Can you provide the date and time of the missing trips?" October 6th, 13th, and 20th, all around 11:47 p.m. I heard typing on the other end. "I'm not showing any ride requests in your account at those times, sir. Are you sure you accepted those rides?" "I'm positive. I have the passengers' cash tips." "Well, if there's no record in our system, those weren't official Uber rides. Maybe someone just asked you for a ride and paid you directly." But that didn't make sense. The ride requests had come through the app. I'd seen Sarah's name and photo in my phone. By Wednesday of that week, I was seriously considering just not driving on Friday nights anymore. But I needed the money, and honestly, I was curious. What did Sarah want from me? I decided to do one more test. I looked up the Tucson Police Department's non-emergency number and called. "Hi, I have some information about an old case," I said. "The Sarah Martinez hit and run from 2019. The officer transferred me to Detective Morrison in traffic homicide. "What kind of information?" he asked. I couldn't exactly say. I've been driving around her ghost, so I went with, "I'm a rideshare driver, and I've been getting ride requests to locations near where she was killed. I thought it might be relevant." "Sir, are you saying you think you know who killed Sarah Martinez?" "No, nothing like that. Have you had any new leads in the case recently?" "That case has been cold for 4 years." "Why are you really calling?" I couldn't give him a straight answer, so I just hung up. That Friday night, October 27th, I made sure I was nowhere near campus at 11:47 p.m. I was way out on the east side, near Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, figuring there was no way she could reach me there. At 11:47 exactly, my phone buzzed with a ride request.